Hello, I'm Donna Krug, and I'm with the Cottonwood Extension District. I'm the Family and Consumer Science Agent as well as the District Director for Barton and Ellis counties. My office is in Great Bend, and I'm excited today to be here to share a publication that I helped revise about a year ago titled Healthy Choices When Eating Out. You know, it's no surprise Americans love to eat out. In fact, 90% of people say that is something they really enjoy. It's a very social thing. Many times celebrations revolve around food, and many times those are eaten away from home. We know on average that Americans spend about 43% of their total food budget on food that is prepared away from home. And that means that about at least more than a third of their calories come from restaurant, takeout, or other non-home prepared food. They've also done some studies, and we know that high income earners spend about 49% of their food budget on food eaten away from home. And of course, that's a higher statistic than the first one I shared, the 43%. We know that the millennials are outnumbering or getting close to outnumbering the baby boomers. And that is a group of people who, again, are valuing their time, their precious time, and they are eating more meals away from home. So those are the statistics about how many people are eating away from home. The next slide I'm going to share with you shows what this other things that are happening as a result of eating out more often. And these statistics relate more to actual health-related issues. So if we go into that slide, we know that that more than 70% of Americans 20 years and older are overweight or obese. This is a staggering statistic, and we need to really be paying more attention to this. We know that obesity rates raise the risk of preventable life-threatening illnesses, and this in turn makes our healthcare costs go up as well. So, you know, you don't think about it, but eating out can influence healthcare costs. Also, weight and obesity problems are due in part to the increasing frequency of foods that are consumed away from home. And we actually label that FAFH, foods away from home, because we know that when you increase those, it tends to increase our total calories, our total fat, the sodium and sugar in a person's diet. So just like I was saying at the beginning, people enjoy eating out and they're eating out more often, but actually it not only creates issues related to eating more food away from home, but also the obesity and overweight issues or numbers are rising. And so we need to think about how we might be able to put the brakes on that and maybe make some healthier choices when we eat out. So the fact sheet that I'm going to be reviewing with you today, the Healthy Choices When Eating Out, will give you some strategies. And when we come back in just a couple of minutes, we will talk about the 6 strategies to keep in mind when you are eating out.
The best part of our technology doesn't come from smartphones. It comes from a powerful network, backed by infrastructure that we're always improving. We invest in this network so that you get the most from your technology. It's a network that's going anytime, anywhere, for anything and anyone.
For a limited time, get a free Samsung Galaxy S10e or iPhone XR when you activate any device.
Nex-Tech Wireless, keeping you connected.
At Rogers & Associates Insurance, we serve the Midwest. We offer home, auto, commercial, and farm insurance policies and provide solid options for life and health insurance. For those unexpected life events like hail, wind, deer crashes, fender benders, and the little things in between, we can help you ensure what matters most in your life. Let us help you design a plan that meets your needs and budget. Visit us online or call us at 1-800-569-0118 to learn more.
What a girl wants in her home kitchen. Ease of use, flexibility, fun, the latest kitchen design, Frigidaire Professional Real Stainless Steel for fewer finger smudges, a French door refrigerator, convection cooking, and quiet dishwasher. Have the staff at Genuine Appliance in Hayes demonstrate new Frigidaire gallery appliances to find what you want. Genuine Appliance at 1224 East 27th Street in Hayes. Everything a girl wants.
Don't let the weather outside interfere with the comfort of your home. Contact AquaShield Roofing and Construction today for all your home repairs, no matter what the season. AquaShield Roofing and Construction specializes in roofing, siding, guttering, insulation, windows, doors, remodeling, and construction. We offer free estimates, and our customer satisfaction is our priority. Don't put off repairs due to the season. Call AquaShield Roofing and Construction today.
Welcome back. I'm Donna Krug with the Cottonwood Extension District, and today I'm visiting with you about healthy choices when eating out. As I promised after the break, that we would be talking about the strategies that are aimed at helping you make healthier choices when you eat out. The first choice is to don't drink your dinner. And I have a few things here on my display table to just kind of bring that point home. I know even our children, when they get meals out now, are offered juice, but I want to make sure you realize that that juice has, this little container of juice has 5 teaspoons of sugar in it. This container of juice has even more, so be aware of that so that you're maybe asking for water to be served instead. We know sometimes children talk you into chocolate milk, and that might sound like a good alternative, that they're getting some calcium, but they're also getting lots of sugar. And this particular serving of chocolate milk has 15 teaspoons of sugar in it. A soda that is served in a 12-ounce container has 10 teaspoons of sugar, and that is more sugar than most of us need. And so what happens when we take in a very sweet beverage is we're getting a lot of calories, we're getting a lot of sugar, and we're not hungry then for some of the more nutrient-dense foods that might be part of our meal. And so that's why it's really, really important to not drink dinner. The second strategy is to share a meal. When you think about sharing a meal, you can do this lots of different ways. One thing that I think of that works sometimes is perhaps to share an entree with another person who may be dining with you, and then order a couple of side dishes to go with that, maybe a couple vegetable sides, or add a salad to the meal. And sometimes entrees are quite large. Maybe it's a large piece of meat that could easily be cut into 2. We'll talk about portion sizes in a little bit. So definitely consider sharing a meal. We want to give you another tip, and that is to save half for later. And I actually brought this container from our office, and this is what we use as a to-go box when we're serving up our barbecue every year for the 4-Hers. But this is a to-go container that could easily be filled with half of what is served to you in a meal. And I would encourage you to do that when the meal is first served, and then you will have it ready to go and ready to take home, and then save it for later and you can enjoy it. And that is just a great way to eat a little less. You're going to cut everything in half, and many times the portions at different restaurants can be quite large, and you don't want to be wasteful, and so we tend to maybe eat more than we should. But if you have pulled off some and think I'm going to take this home for later, that can work really, really well. The fourth tip is to customize your meal. And when I talk about customizing your meal, here I'm talking about making sure that you are maybe going to order some side dishes. Maybe you could order a salad first, because that's going to fill you up with some fiber-rich food. And when you do order a salad, a way to customize it is to ask for your dressing to be on the side. You know, dressings are very full of added fat, and so if you can just make some of those different things work, that can be a really good thing. Even when you're ordering off of a menu and you see there's a sauce that you think may be a little more rich, maybe have added fat or added sugar, you can ask for those sauces to be served on the side, and then you are going to control how much is added to that meal. So that's what we mean by customizing your meal. The fifth strategy for helping you to make healthier choices is to pack your snack. This really comes in handy when you've got little children at home. I know my daughter does, I think, a great job of making sure that when they are going for an all-day event, maybe they're watching one of the kids do gymnastics all day, and they know that the kids are going to walk by the vending machines and they're going to see people eating nachos or eating candy bars, and they're going to say, I'm hungry. So my daughter always has some energy balls that she has made from scratch that contain good things in them, some peanut butter, some nuts or seeds, and she makes her own granola bars, and those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. The other thing that I found was helpful when I had growing kids at home, I would always try to have fresh fruits and vegetables available. We always had a fruit bowl with lots of fresh fruit in it, and all it takes is just wash it and eat it. With fresh vegetables, I always tried to have carrots, celery, and some of their other favorite raw vegetables cut, because that is sometimes what will keep them from wanting to eat those vegetables. And so if you have those cut and ready to eat, they're a quick grab and go snack. And that's what we're talking about here. Try to have healthier snacks so that you're not ordering at a concession stand or getting something out of a vending machine, because those are usually not healthy choices. The final strategy is actually to understand the serving size. So for that, I'm going to go to my little box here, and I'm going to pull out a serving size kit that I have, and I'm going to go to the next slide. The serving sizes can relate to some things that we are aware of in our home, and so it's kind of helpful sometimes to see it visually. I'm going to hold up this deck of cards, and no, we're not going to play cards today, but we are going to consider that a piece of meat, 3 ounces of meat, fish, or poultry would be about the size of a deck of cards. So when you go to a place and maybe the piece of meat is more like 8 ounces, that would be a perfect time to get that to-go box out and take some home for later, because you're really eating 2 servings of that, perhaps fat, maybe it's high-fat protein food that you have ordered. And so this would be something to consider. This little battery here, it's a 9-volt battery, would represent 1.5 ounces of cheese. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not very much. And I think a lot of times people will say, oh, but you know, it's so good. I think cheese is good for you, right? It has calcium in it. But we know that too much of it can add extra fat. A tennis ball would be similar to what you would find with a piece of fruit, a small piece of fruit, an orange, an apple, something like that would be that size. And then a half of a baseball would be similar to a half of cup of a grain product. That could be pasta, brown rice, any of those kinds of things should fit into a half of a baseball. Also, I have a DVD case here, and that would be similar to a slice of bread or some other type of grain. And 2 tablespoons, I didn't have a ping pong ball, but I think a golf ball may be just a titch bigger, but that would be similar to 2 tablespoons of peanut butter or other kinds of nut butter that you might be spreading on your food. So we know that it's just really important to know what serving sizes are and make sure when you do eat out that you are choosing to eat just a serving and maybe saving that rest for later. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and we'll do a little quiz to see how well you know what we've talked about today.
Plains Podiatry, the team's greatest joy is seeing you doing what you love to do. Dr. Rob Hens addresses all problems of the foot and ankle with leading-edge capabilities. They travel extensively, serving in satellite clinics near you. Their growth in southwest Nebraska is a direct result of the caring and personal treatment they give their patients. Let High Plains Podiatry bring the pep back in your step. Now seeing patients in Norton and Colby, Kansas. Call today, 877-345-3668.
Get total freedom from archaic phones with the Nex-Tech Cloud Phone. Take your calls how and whenever you want. In the office, on the go, on vacation, in the car, in between all of those places, you can make the call. So, check it out. And when you sign up for a qualifying Nex-Tech Cloud Phone contract, you also get some great technology free, like a 55-inch Fire TV, 3 months of Nex-Tech TV Now, and a free Samsung S10e or an iPhone XR. Yep, all of it. Call and ask about a Nex-Tech Cloud Phone today. Storage Solutions is now offering premier portable buildings built locally in Greensburg and made to withstand the Kansas weather. These unique buildings can be more than just a storage shed and are as large as 16 by 40 feet. Their 30-year warranty offers flooring and walls that won't rot, splinter, or crack and are finished with a urethane paint. Multiple purchasing options are available. Visit Storage Solutions of Hayes to view models or go online to customize your building today.
Welcome back to our final segment of Healthy Choices when eating out. In the last segment, I shared 6 strategies that you could perhaps incorporate so that when you go out to eat that you will be choosing healthier options. This next slide talks about options when you are eating out at certain kinds of restaurants. You know, if you've got you're really ready for that steak and seafood, well, this is where we're talking about. There are many times when you go to that option, a steak place or a seafood place, and almost everything is fried. So one of the big choices and options that I would look for is to try to find something that has been grilled or baked. I know my husband and I just got back from a trip to New Orleans, and there are many, many wonderful seafood restaurants there, but we were able to find some great seafood choices that were not fried, but you just kind of have to look for them. And then also, when you have a choice of different sides, it's really a great idea to add baked or steamed vegetables as your side dish. So that would make steak and seafood choices a little bit healthier. When you look at a pizza place, almost always a pizza place is going to come and they want to sell you the thick pizza with the cheese that's in the crust. And my advice to you is to stick with the thin crust and even ask for pizza to be made with half the cheese. Trust me, your things that they put on the pizza will still stick to the pizza if you ask for half the cheese. Also, starting with a green salad is a great idea. And then if you could, instead of that soft drink where you're going to be getting a lot of added sugar, if you could stick with water or tea, you're not going to have that added sugar along with that pizza. When you look at an Italian or a pasta place, it's really important to check to pick something that has the marinara or tomato-based sauce, and anything that says Alfredo or creamy, that would send a red flag up to me, because I mean, I know it's good, I know it tastes wonderful, but if you realize and you're trying to really cut fat and extra calories, you want to stick to the tomato-based sauces instead of the cheese or butter sauces. So those would be some tips for that type of restaurant. And then if you go to a Chinese place, again, it's really easy to eat healthy at a Chinese place, but it's also possible to make unhealthy choices. And you know what I mean when I say to choose things that have not been deep fried. So many of our options are fried, and so if you can, instead of a fried egg roll, if you could choose a spring roll that might be baked or even served cold, that would be a healthier option. Sometimes hot and sour soup or wonton soup is a healthier option, and again, That will help to kind of break your hunger, and so that maybe your plate will not be quite as full. Maybe just one time through that buffet line would be helpful. And then make sure that you load up on vegetables. I've noticed more and more Chinese places are offering just a choice that is all vegetables, and that is a great thing to see, and that gives you an option. Make sure you add some rice or some noodles to your plate, and you can have a very well-balanced meal at a Chinese place. But be aware that you just need to shy away from some of the extra fried food. Then when we talk about fast food, this could be anything from a fast food burger and fries, or it could be the deli sandwich that you might get. So you can make it a lot healthier, but just make sure you're ordering the smaller size instead of the double, that you don't supersize things. That is a very common question when you are eating out at a fast food restaurant. And then they will try to sell you this large drink that we know has lots and lots of sugar in it. And so if you can opt for drinking water, choosing a junior size burger, that is going to make it a healthier choice. And then sometimes you will find yourself at a breakfast place, a breakfast restaurant. And make sure that, again, you look for the way things have been prepared. That maybe you can get an omelet that has lots of vegetables added to it. Or maybe you can opt for a bowl of oatmeal or a small stack of pancakes. And then when you're ordering the syrup, see if they have a low sugar syrup available for your use. So there are many, many options, and this will just help you to understand some of the key words that you're looking for. The next few slides are just some different questions that I want to ask you, and I hope that you will have been paying attention so that you can answer this with me so I don't have to tell you the answer. But the first one is to help us know which appetizer would be our healthiest choice. So listen carefully. Fried cheese bites with dip, black bean hummus, stuffed mushrooms, or bacon and cheese potato nachos. Now, if your mouth is watering, I certainly understand that. But if you were to really think about what I just shared with you about some of the words that sort of tell us that something is high in fat or sodium, you would probably want to pick B, our black bean hummus, because it's actually made with beans and does have a little bit of olive oil and tahini, which is ground sesame seed, but it's really much lower in fat than all the other choices. Good. The next question is which entree would be your healthiest choice? For this one, we have a choice of A, baked tilapia that would be served with brown rice, or chicken fried steak with creamy mashed potatoes. Spaghetti and meatballs is choice number C, and Italian sausage pizza is the fourth choice. Well, I'm guessing you're going for the baked tilapia with the brown rice, and if you did that, you are correct. Again, looking for those terms like baked instead of deep fried or creamy or all the other things that you saw there, the stuffed crust. Those are real signals that something is full of fat. We have a third question, and it relates to the beverages. Now, you've got the 20-ounce soda as a choice. You've got a 16-ounce sports drink. Many times we see young people want to add that to their meal. You've got water or iced tea. Which of those would be the healthiest choice? Well, I hope you will choose water. Just mainly, I choose water almost 100% of the time because I know that it's not going to add extra calories to my menu item that I've chosen. And the other thing I think that it does is it's not going to fill us up with those empty calories. You're not going to be drinking your dinner. Well, our fourth question is which vegetable dish is healthiest? We've got creamy coleslaw, we've got steamed broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots, and cheesy au gratin potatoes and batter fried zucchini. And by now you know my plan, and that is to look for something that is not creamy, cheesy, or batter fried. So the correct answer is B, steamed broccoli, mixed vegetables basically. That would be the healthiest choice. Well, it's time for our summary, and I want to share the following things with you today as we have talked about healthy choices when eating out. First of all, just follow the strategies in this lesson and as they relate to the My Plate icon. And remember that all food and beverage choices matter. So we want to focus on variety, amount, and nutrition. Also, you need to choose an eating style that is low in saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars. And remember, those are not creamy, batter fried. We want to keep to steamed and baked because those are going to be eating styles that are going to be healthier. Also, make small changes, creating a healthy eating style. And then finally, the other summary items are to eat and drink the right amount for you. And remember, the My Plate says to fill your plate with fruits and vegetables. We want you to make half your grains, whole grains. We want to move towards low fat or fat-free dairy, and we also want to vary our proteins. So I hope that you have gotten a few ideas of things that you can do the next time you make that decision to eat out with your friends and family, and that you will make healthier choices. If you would like to receive a copy of this fact sheet, you can certainly ask at any of the extension offices in Northwest Kansas, but you can also get it online by going to the KSRE website and asking for the fact sheet, Healthy Choices When Eating Out. Again, I'm Donna Krug, and I'm with the Cottonwood Extension District. It's been fun visiting with you.